And welcome back to another episode of Juicy Tech Podcast. My name is Ario D Juice, aka Juice. Basically, this is a new episode of the YouTube channel and podcast. The podcast is very much available everywhere from Spotify, Apple. I'll leave the link to the podcast in the box below. Also, my contact information from LinkedIn, GitHub, Instagram. I'll leave those links or my contact info in the box below as well. And last but not least, excuse me. Last but not least, I'll leave the link to this original video that we're getting ready to watch by a YouTuber who goes by the name Chris Sean Talks. I'll leave the link to his video in the box below as well. But this video is going to be basically me reacting to what he's talking about, which is the truth about becoming a software engineer. So the reason why I'm doing this is because I think before anyone decides to join a coding bootcamp or college to become a software engineer, I would very much recommend watching this video where Chris is going to discuss, more topics about, what to expect and what's going on in today's world of tech. But I think this really can help a lot of people make a decision whether or not they should decide to join a coding bootcamp from watching this video. I think it's going to really give you a lot of good information, especially from someone like Chris Sean, who is a software engineer himself, and he's in the field. He's going to really give you more of his testimonies, his experience, and what he thinks people should focus on, especially, beginners in tech. But this is, again, for people looking to join boot camps. Before doing that, before spending any money on courses, coding boot camps, watch this video first, get some more information, and go from there. And let's just continue on with this video and let me react to what Chris Sean is talking about, and let's go from there. Let's begin.
Software engineers honestly have one of the most amazing lifestyles in America. And the fact that you don't need a degree to be able to change your life in tech is insane. When you look at the world, I'm in the Philippines right now, and I see people struggling in unimaginable ways. I see people at the airport who are so desperate to have money to take care of their family, who are so desperate just to make enough money just to eat themselves, that they will go to the airport, and when they see a foreigner at the airport, they will do anything to try to convince you to buy their product. And it's so different when I look at the life that we have in America, where kids, adults, young adults, you name it, are lazy as hell, to be honest. And I honestly think that is one of the reasons why so many aspiring software engineers, fail to make it in tech. I think that we tend to forget how good we have it in America. We have it good.
That's true.
Now, we might not have the best life compared to everyone else in America, but compared to the rest of the world, yeah, we do.
I totally agree. Let's just keep going. But what he's saying is just fact. I think it's kind of off topic a little bit, but he's going to really explain what's going on. And it's going to really, to me, help you very much, help you decide whether or not you should join a coding boot camp or self-taught. He's really going to give you more information. Just, bear with the video. Let's continue on.
So many software engineers or aspiring software engineers can't even make it in tech. And I've seen it firsthand. 90% of the people, if not more, that I meet with in my one-on-one mentorships, they give up. I think that a lot of people like the idea of being a software engineer. I think a lot of people like the idea of being able to make more than a doctor, than a nurse. These people who put in so many hours into school, into actually working in the field, kind of like an intern, before they can actually become a nurse, a doctor themselves. I think people like the idea of the title of a software engineer because if you're a software engineer, you tend to have a lot of options. Even in the midst of this recession, I know people who were laid off who got a new job in weeks, if not just a month or two tops, and paying more than the last job, if not a little bit less, if not the same. But that only happens in tech, and I think people like the idea of hearing that.
Well, so here's my thing. The thing is, I think it's kind of like common sense. We're all very much aware that tech or just technology itself is only going to get bigger and bigger. If that makes any sense, right? We're not going backwards. We're not going manual. If that makes any sense, right? Everything is being automated, basically. Automation it's the future. From self-driving vehicles, it's already here, right? It's already happening. Teslas and other self-driving vehicles, like this is where the world is heading. And automation means more programmers, or programming needs to be involved to program a device. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm not surprised that everyone wants to be part of tech. Well, not be part of tech, but like um, how it's I won't say it's easy to get a job as a tech person, a software engineer, because that's where it's heading. That's where this industry is only going to get bigger. It's only going to get bigger. We need more programmers, basically. So that's why I think a lot of software engineers can earn more money, because it's a very it's on demand. It's something that needs to happen, basically, right? That makes any sense. Like, they need more programmers. So yeah, it makes sense for people to find work quicker when this field is only growing. It's not going backwards. It's not going towards manual, but the opposite, programming. So let's continue on.
But when it comes to actually what it takes to get there, like, people like the thought of the end goal. But when people think about what it takes to actually get to that position, when people think about what it actually takes to make it to the end goal, to become a software engineer, when it comes to how much actual effort you need to put in to be an engineer and change your freaking life, once people get to that point, they give up. You see it on TikTok, you see it on Instagram, you see it on YouTube, on like people's channel like mine, where we have insane lifestyles. And people like the idea of that, but I don't think people really understand how much effort it takes. I mean, I've made a ton of videos of how you just use Google to learn how to code, right? And it's true. I made a ton of videos on how our lifestyle is amazing, but when it comes to the amount of sacrifice you got to put in to get that first job, the amount of discipline you need to learn and get that next job, when it comes to that, people want to give up. People don't want to put in the work. They want to just receive that insane increment off the bat. But yo, there's a reason, again, I say this in literally, I think I say this in almost every single video. There's a reason that we get paid more than so many other people. There's a reason that we have such an amazing privilege to be able to work from home, to receive the pay that we receive. Like, yo, the thought of me flying to the Philippines 3 times in 1 year is insane. I'm in the Philippines right now, and this is the 3rd time that I've been here this whole year. That's expensive. But I wouldn't have been able to have the lifestyle, be able to travel around the world, come to the Philippines 3 times in 1 year, rent this nice-ass condo I'm in, by the way, if I didn't have a developer salary. If I didn't have the ability to work from home, to travel. Okay, cool. Like, that's freaking insane. That's the dream, right? I do have an amazing manager. I'm very fortunate. But how many people can say they can do that? I got here, not just overnight. Y'all have been following my journey in YouTube, if you watch my channel, my main channel, on how much my life has changed over the last 6-7 years.
Which is what I find awesome. So let me separate real quick. I find that to be awesome that he documents his journey. That's what I'm doing right now as we speak. That's why I decided to start this channel on YouTube, just to kind of document my journey and transitioning into the tech field. I believe I'm already in the field. I may not be have the job title of a developer, but me having this channel on YouTube about, I guess, tech, to me, that makes me part of this community. So, just because you're not a software engineer doesn't mean you're not part of tech. You could be a salesperson. You could be in management. You could be in designing. So there's different, I guess, categories in tech. It's not always just be a being a programmer. But yeah, I do think I'm in this field already in tech. So that's one thing. Also, what he's saying is fact. I mean, again, I said this earlier. Tech is not going backwards, but forward. They need more programmers. It's a reason why it's a very demanding job, I guess. If that's okay to say. It's 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 just growing. They need help. Meaning they need more talent to come in and work. It's a booming industry, so they need more individuals to program. So the thing is, you need to know what you're doing, obviously, and they'll pay you more because it's a like there's so much work and there's less workers. Basically, I'll say that, right? There's so much work available, but not too many people, who are, I guess, who want to work or who have the skills to work. Whatever is the reasoning, they need more people to be in the tech field because it's a booming industry. So what Chris is saying, what he's saying is fact. I agree with pretty much everything he's saying so far. I just love that he put out this kind of information. I think it's going to really benefit the person who decides to go to coding bootcamp before they do that. Just kind of get more insight from actual people who are developers like Chris and kind of know from his experience and testimony what to do, if that makes any sense, right? I really hope that makes sense to you. But yeah, that's why I started this YouTube channel, just to assist people. I love helping people while I'm documenting my journey, and I'm gonna keep on doing this. It's fun, it's also, to me, it's important. Yeah, I just think it is. So let's continue on.
It is crazy. Like, so many people would dream of having these opportunities. But yo, there's a reason that I got to this situation. I didn't just chill the last 6-7 years. I was learning to become the best developer possible at my job while doing YouTube, while creating content, trying to help y'all out. A lot of my friends, and just people in general, they say things like, Chris, you need to learn how to chill. You work too hard. And I understand it because of my friends. They need to say that, right? Because they care about me. But you know what I think about when I look at the situation I'm in today? Yeah, if I chilled and I just relaxed, years ago, I wouldn't be where I am today. If I just tried to just enjoy life even more than ever, which is nothing wrong with that. But for me, if I just continue to just chill, enjoy life, and just be satisfied with where I'm at and not continue to try to elevate my life, elevate my potential financially, I wouldn't be happy. Y'all know I had a major depressive disorder. I had a bad episode years ago when I was working at Entrepreneur. This is actually after I got laid off, or just before I got laid off, actually. I had Entrepreneur during the pandemic. And since then, I was taking hella medicine for depression, and I had bad anxiety, really bad anxiety. I was taking some strong anxiety pills. Do you know why? Like, when I really look back now, the moments when I had really bad depression and anxiety, number one, I was working for a really bad boss. I made a video on working for the worst manager ever. But other than that, it was because that was when I was the least busy. That's when I was like satisfied and, all right, this is enough. I'm just gonna relax and chill and put my life on cruise control from here on out. That's when I was least happy. I'm most happy when I'm working really hard and have a purpose in something.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Right. I made a video on how I make $42,000 a month. I made a video that you can check it out on my main channel. And literally the week after I published that, I was going through all these different thoughts. I'm like, wow, I made more money. In 1 month what I used to make in 1 year as a junior web developer. And I thought about, this is the dream that so many people want. What's next? Should I just be satisfied and chill now? I make this much money every month. And then my depression started coming back. Anxiety started coming back. This is what I work for. This is it. I can buy whatever I want now, but I don't feel any more happier than where I was 6 years ago. And so going through these different struggles, what I learned about myself is that I am the most happy when I'm continuously busy, when I'm always working, when there's always something I need to work on next. And that's just me personally. It doesn't need to be everyone else. But I think that's just because I built that habit. Because working hard and always working and trying to move on to the next level and trying to change my life and try to continue to move to the next level in my career and just my life in general as a human
Right,
being.
right. Yeah.
I built that habit from day one, before day one,
Very good.
from ground zero, before ground zero, right? And I built that habit. And that's something that I just, that consumes me, just working, working, working. And if that's when I'm most happy and that's when I have no depression, I'm gonna continue doing that. But listen, by living this lifestyle, by doing that, that is what brought me to where I am today. That is why I was able to get my first job as a developer. I'm working a full-time job. I'm working a second part-time job as a tutor. I'm working at LAX part-time as well, delivering magazines throughout the airport while learning code because I needed to survive. Like for so many years, I was in I was in survival mode, trying to survive. And now I'm not in survival mode. Now I'm in living mode, or working. And you know what I mean? Like it's not just trying to make it to the next day, not trying to make it to the next month, trying to make it to the next year. Now it's trying to secure a future for my family, right?
I respect this dude so far and what he's saying. I just love hearing stories like this or just people's experience of them just putting so much work and being dedicated and just having so much drive and discipline. You know, it just it's a beautiful thing to hear from people of how much they want something so bad where they're just willing to put in so much work to make this a reality, right? I have nothing but respect for this dude, especially of him releasing this information to the public on YouTube, so people like you and I could watch this and learn from him, not just his mistakes, but just kind of learn from an experienced person that's actually a developer. It's it's to me a perfect time to be alive because we have access to all this information, right? We have smartphones, we have access to all this information in the palm of our hands or our computers or whatever device that goes online. We have access to all this information like what Chris is sharing to better our opportunity, not opportunity, but to better our lives, basically, right? And what he's sharing is to help you, to help benefit us, not just you, but you and I watching this. This is the beauty of social media. This is, to me, the beautiful side of social media, of finding this or discovering this information, and you're just consuming it, and you adopt what they're telling you. Not that you have to, but adopting whatever strategy that they're sharing, and you win from it. Like you benefit from that. You adopting whatever they're talking about. It's a beautiful thing, man. So much respect to Chris, Sean, again for dropping this video or just dropping videos in general about tech or just his life in general. It's super awesome to just hear this. It really is like it is dope, and it just motivates me, and I hope it motivates you. But it just makes me want to just practice discipline more and just conquer it. So, kudos to Chris, Sean. Let's do this. Let's keep going.
But the thing is, like you won't get there unless you're willing to put in that hard work. Like the reason that so many people fail, and I genuinely believe it's the reason that so many people fail when it comes to getting the tech industry is that they have short term goals. They only look at what's in front of them. I want to get that first job and I'm set. Really? You sure about that? What I'm trying to say is I never just look at that first step, right? When I looked at getting my first job, I looked at, okay, I need to get my first job so I can get that mid-level position. All right, I need to move that mid-level position so I can move to a more senior position. All right, I need to reach this income level so my family can live this kind of life, live this comfortable. All right, cool. All right, I reached that level. Now I need to make sure I reach a whole other level financially so that my family never has to worry about money again. And that's when I'm most happy, right? So I do buy some nice things, right? Like I dropped like $6,000 on luggage, right? Now, the reason is because I travel a lot. Like literally out of the 12 months, I'm not home for 3 months, right? I travel every month, every couple of weeks, and my luggage broke after a couple of months. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna buy really fancy crap. And that's the nice fancy stuff about Remora luggage and Toomey luggage, right? But other than that, right? Other than the tech stuff I need to grow my side hustle, all the money I make is really for taking care of my family. Now, I don't just give that money away. right? Like I have my stepdad who I try to help out, but I don't want to just give my family money. I kind of make them work for it. Like I'm traveling a lot. I don't have a lot of time to myself. I really don't. I wish I had more time to myself, but I paid my stepdad to move all of my gym equipment that was in my gym in my home to my garage so that I can turn and convert my home gym inside my house into a home studio for more filming. Now, I'm not that I'm here in the Philippines, so I'm gonna pay him again to paint that whole place, the whole studio gray, so I can use that for filming. Right. So like now that I have this excess of income, I give my family jobs. I don't want to just give them money though. That's not me. I don't give anyone just money.
Right.
I dreamed of this situation of being able to take care of my family like that. I don't give it away. I still want people to work for it, right? But again, I got here because of the amount of effort and sacrifice I was willing to make. So what I'm trying to talk about, y'all, is that so many people do not make it in tech because they don't look at the oncoming goals. They have tunnel vision. It's that first job. No, no, no. You look at that first job, but you want that first job so you can move on to the second one. Now, I think another reason that developers fail to make it in tech is because it's hard. It is really difficult learning how to code, trying to get that first job. Rejecting after rejection after rejection. Even I still get rejections, and I've been in tech for almost 7 years now. But I'm used to it. I'm like, all right, whatever. I'll interview another job. Because I've had so many jobs in tech already. I know that's part of the game. But when you're trying to get that first job in tech, you're putting in this time to learn how to code. You're sacrificing times of your friends or your girlfriend or your family to learn code because you really believe that that will later outweigh the benefits of just enjoying life right now. And I don't think people are willing to make that sacrifice because it is hard. But please understand, everyone. Like, I know it's difficult, but the life you get to live, and I hate it. And I've said this, and I'm guilty of this. I hate it when people say that money doesn't bring happiness. And it's true.
I'm glad you brought that up. I'm so like that's just fact. This idea that money doesn't make people happy. Like I get it. Some people are depressed, obviously, with money, with who are rich, whatever. But money helps life be easier. If that makes any sense. When you have the funds, it's less stress. You're a lot more comfortable because you're not stressed over having money to do whatever that you need to do with it, bills, whatever. So money does make me happy. Not just maybe money itself, but the fact that I'm able to help people because I have the time and the funds to do that. That's how I look at it. I want to be so financially like set where I can help other people. That's how I look at it because I have the time now and the funds to do that. That's really something I want to do for the rest of my life is try to assist people as much as I can. Even like right now, me with this YouTube channel and podcast, I enjoy sharing my thoughts, my testimonies, my experience about coding boot camps or just the tech industry itself. I think people are looking for this information because it's just important to them. So I want to provide that information to you to help you win. That you see something from what I'm talking about, you hear something that I'm talking about, and you decide to do research and you adopted it, and now you are doing better. That's just how I see life. Just trying to help others. And that's what Chris is doing right now with this podcast and YouTube channel. He's helping other people. So let's continue on.
Money doesn't bring happiness, in a way. But at the same time, money brings a lot of happiness. And let me give you an example. Okay, let me give you an example. A friend of mine. Someone in their family died. They needed money to help do the funeral. I'm not gonna say who this person is, but like, imagine they're struggling like crazy. The family's struggling. They don't make the most money, and they can't even afford the funeral. So what do? Right? They ask. They need the help. I give them the money.
Right.
And now, I'm not saying this to brag at all, and that's not the point of this. What I'm trying to say is that the fact that I have the ability to help people now, which is what brings me the most happiness, which is why I do YouTube. The fact that I have the ability to help people and it doesn't even feel like a burden to me is insane.
Right.
Helping people is when I do feel the most happiest.
Same
And
here.
that's why I love working. I'm busy because I'm helping people. That's
Same
part
here.
of my job, part of what I do here at YouTube. But
Yep.
I wouldn't be able to do this kind of stuff and help people financially in that way unless I had money. Another thing.
I'm glad I said that. I feel the same way. I love helping people. I love I just said that earlier. Like I love sharing my thoughts and everything, and it helps other people. That's what I did before I joined Bootcamp. I went online and started doing research. I just wanted to see what people are talking about, especially the one that I went to. I wanted to hear people's experience when they went there. It's like crucial nowadays. Like you have to put out information because people are looking for it, especially YouTube or Google. People are looking for information that you may provide them and just go from there. So much love. Let's keep going.
Another thing. So, my dogs get really sick. My small dog. Love her to death. My first dog. And I'll tell you this, if it wasn't for my small dog, I wouldn't be alive today. When I was fighting that depression years ago when I was working as an entrepreneur, I bought my small dog for a reason, but she is the reason that I'm alive today. I needed a reason to continue living. It was because of her. So earlier this year, she was in a lot of pain, really sick. I took her to the vet maybe 8 times in 2 weeks, in maybe 3 weeks. And in the 3 weeks, I spent about $3,500 to $4,000 just trying to fight to help her live, fighting the sickness that she had. Yo, if this happened 4 years ago, 5 years ago, I wouldn't have been able to help her and she would have died. Right? I wouldn't want her to suffer in pain because I don't have the money to buy her the medicine, to get her the surgery, and the help she needs from a doctor. I would have let her die, put her to sleep rather than her going through pain because I was not financially capable of taking care of her. Guess what? I am more than financially capable of taking care of her. She survived. She got the help she needed. Brought her to the doctor. She had $3,000, $4,000. Still a lot of money. It hurts either way. But I was able to take care of her. And she lived and she survived. Guess what? I'm happy as hell because of that. So what I'm trying to say is like these problems come up. And all the stress that other people would have when they face these problems. Or when I needed to fix my teeth. When I needed to get LASIK surgery. When I needed to get braces. These problems that would stress other people out doesn't stress me at all.
Nice.
And, when people tell me, money doesn't bring happiness, true. And there are people with a hell of a lot more money who are not happy at all. Okay,
Yep.
That's very true.
Mm-hmm.
But what I want to say is, without this money, my life would be very difficult right now. Do you know how much joy that brings me to be able to take care of my mom and my stepdad? The reason I learned code, and I remember this when I was living in my car, all right, I need to do something in my life. I need to do something differently because if I don't do something different in my life, what if my parents struggle? And because I was lazy, because I just wanted to game all day and not change my life and take care of them in the future, they're going to be homeless because I was lazy as hell. Now they were struggling, and I can help them financially like that easily. But imagine if I was not where I was today. If I didn't make the money I made today, they'd be struggling. Same thing with other friends that I have. Yeah, money doesn't bring happiness, but damn, it makes life a hell of a lot easier.
Right. Yep.
So what I'm trying to say is, for those who give up so easily when it comes to learning how to code, don't give up so easily. Because the life that you can have when you reach a particular level in tech, an income level in tech, compared to where you are now, your life will be so much easier. Yeah, you'll work a lot more hours. You have to work harder. There's a reason we make $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 a year. Yeah, we have to work harder to make a lot of money. Oh, wow. We have to work harder. But that comes with it if you want to make that income. But now, because of how hard you worked and how hard you'll continue to work, your family, if they need the help, they can come to you. Your parents, if they're struggling, you can make sure they don't live in the streets. You want them to move with you. It's not the best having your parents live with you all the time, but you can do that. You have the ability. The fact that you have the option to take care of people.
Right.
It's so freaking amazing.
It is.
But it's now I'm not saying coding is the only way to make a decent income. But if you are interested in coding, Don't just stop there because it's difficult. Understand it's supposed to be difficult. That's why so many people don't make it to that level.
Right.
But if you do, the fact that you have the ability to take care of the people that you love, that you have the ability to change lives and help them, or if you were to have an inconvenience financially, it's not that big of an inconvenience anyway in the first place because of where you are in life. So many people give up on the tech, and it sucks when I see it. But if you are willing to push through and really make it to the very end, oh my God. Life-changing. Absolutely, absolutely life-changing. I don't know where I would be if it wasn't for tech. I'd probably be making 50, 60K a year, struggling, not having the best health insurance. It would be very difficult to see my fiance, to travel, help my family. It would be very difficult. I have to only worry about myself. I can't worry about anyone else. But now I don't even have to worry about myself. Now I can just take care of the people that I need to take care of, right? I'm so thankful that I pushed through and never gave up. Why do so many people fail? It's difficult. They don't have discipline. And I think more than anything, people just tend to not have the help they need. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next episode.
So there you go, man. Chris, Sean Talks, YouTube channel, YouTuber, podcaster. He shared a lot of information. I really hope you got some really awesome information from him. Again, I think this is a really important video to watch for people who are very brand new to coding, especially people that are looking to join a coding bootcamp. I think this is a video to watch before doing that. Not to discourage you from joining a bootcamp, but know what you're getting yourself involved in. Know how hard it is to really find a job in tech. Not because there's no jobs available, but because it's every employee is different. They may ask for different types of technologies that you probably never used before. It's not going to be easy. I won't get down to too much detail, but it's like Chris said, it's supposed to be hard. It's, they're paying you a lot of money for a reason. They need your skills, your expertise, and they're willing to pay you top dollar if you can assist them with that by you knowing so much information. So Chris is saying a lot of valid things. He shared a lot of valid points. I'm not even sure where to start, man. I mean, just what I got away from him the most was how he is so determined and focused and tunnel vision and discipline and trying to really learn coding and not look where he is today. That's just all from his hard work. And I very much appreciate that, and I respect that, and I can relate. I very much can relate to what he's talking about. Not everything, but a lot of things I could relate with them on. So, yeah, once again, I'll be back with more of these videos and podcast episodes. Be sure to like this video, share it for those who are looking to join the coding bootcamp or get into the tech field as a whole. Know what you're getting yourself involved in. Hear from actual leaders in the industry of what's going on in the world of coding. So much love to you. Thanks for watching this video and this podcast episode. See you on the next one. Be safe out there. And again, all the information is down below in the box. All my socials. There's a link to this video. And that's about it. Be good. Much love. I'm out. I'm going to go to bed. I'm tired. Peace out.